Welcome to my channel once again. Good day, everyone. Okay, the topic of this video is all about strategies to play multi-scores for a win. Okay, you can use so many strategies to play multi-scores, and multi-scores is one of those lucky games. If you are not lucky, you cannot get it, but if you're lucky, you can get it. But there's no luck that you play. You also have to push up your luck, and that is where the strategies come in. How is it done? So once we have to understand what multi-score is. First of all, let's go to uh, let's go to let's go to goals. Let's understand what multi-score is. For example, multi-score is you are picking a group of possible correct scores. Understand? You're picking a group of possible correct scores. Example is this 102030. This 102020 is all about home winning. 1 is home, 0 is away, 2 is home, 0, something like that. So in between all these brackets ones, you have to choose one, either this or this. And if you choose this, it means one out of this must enter for you to win it. If none, if none of them entered, you have lost it. One out of this must win. The same applies to this. So now it's just picking a group of possible correct scores and winning if the final score matches of any of them enters. So that's what it means. Now I have to tell you that multiple scores has to go with orientation. Okay, it's not something that if you just play, like for example, today is Champions League, Real Madrid versus Arsenal. It's not like that because it got to do with two teams playing at. You've seen them every year, or they have played at least 2 times every year. Understand? So it has to be orientation. It has to be a pattern. That's how you choose. You make use of it. That's why I went to Valencia versus Sevilla to tell you. So now analyzing this a team scoring trends. The strategies, part of the strategy is that look at average scores per game for both teams. How do you look at average scores per game for both teams? How you look at them is that you go to HUH New. Understand? You go to HUH New. If you look at Valencia in the 5 matches, they have the highest. The 5 matches they play, the highest they have scored is 3 goals. Okay, so there is average of, let's say, average of 2 goals. That's Valencia, and they're at home. And also, Sevilla average is 1. They don't. Once about Sevilla, they don't normally score too many goals. So another thing you have to understand is that since the Sevilla don't score too many goals and they are away, there's another one you have to identify patterns. Understand what is the pattern of this team? What is their pattern? Like Sevilla, what is their pattern? Valencia, what is their pattern? So Sevilla, if you look at their pattern, if you look at their home games, they don't even score too many goals in their home games. 0-1. If you look at within the 5 matches, if the away games they scored 1, they scored 1. Okay, the average of away games they scored 1. So how do you emphasize it on? How do you put it on this scenario I'm just talking about pattern? It means highest they will score is 1 goal against Valencia. Anything can happen in the bet, but use your strategy to bet on. Now Valencia, what is their own pattern? Since they are at home, how have they been doing? They've scored 2 goals here at home against Valladolid. They've scored 1 against here. So the average here is 1-2. So if you look at this pattern, you understand that within this thing we said now, 2-1 can enter in this game. You can use this and say, okay, I give Valencia 2 and give Sevilla 2. Now, once you've given your own prediction like this, based on this, what I explained, you go to the table and check the table. You check what they have done. You see that Sevilla and Valencia are almost at the same tally. Understand? So is this game a viable one to play? Is it a viable one to play? In multi-scores, there's no stronger. There's the stronger team has to have effects. Also, there should be a stronger team, and there should be a less stronger team as well. Understand? For you to play a good, but it doesn't occur always like that. Strategies with multi-score can also help you. No, look at it. So table doesn't play much role. They only played a small role in it. So let's go to HUH. Your HUH. Now this is another pattern. The pattern is that how do these two teams always play? Understand? How do they always play? If you look at it, the last game 1-1, 0-0. Valencia 2-1, Sevilla played them 2-0 and 1-1. This is another pattern. The pattern here is that it is a low distance, so which means being a low score, being a low game, what you have to do is to go to, okay, be a low game. So what you have to do is to be in a low game. What you have to do is to, where you have to go now is it's between, it's not a high game, so which means here is a no, here is 50-50, here, okay, here is somehow better, because this 2-1 here is adverse on what we've explained. It might be that Valencia might score 2 goals, and so it's either 2-1 to be here, or you come here. This is the best ones to play. If you feel that Sevilla will win this game, which is not advisable to play based on what you've recorded, it's okay if you feel that Valencia will win it. So it's between here and here. So we are giving credence to what home games, okay, or here, okay. So, but I know it's a low. You have to determine whether it's a high score, high or a low games. It's the high scoring games or a low scoring. So within what you've just said is a low scoring game. So since it's a low scoring game, this is the ones you have to concentrate on. Okay. So the pattern of which these people are doing is means that how many goals do they score in a match and others. Then consider recent form, home away strength. Okay, then considering the recent form, home away strength, how do you get it? The home away strength is usually gotten by HVH nil. Okay, let's see. This is another pattern you have to also consider. If you come here, this is another way you get it. You see, this is another way you get it. This is another way you get it. So so if you look at the Valencia at home, Valencia is doing well at home. They are doing well at home. Away, they are not so good. Sevilla is, now you're considering Valencia being at home now in this match and Sevilla away. So you consider home for Valencia and away for Sevilla. Now, home for Valencia, they do well. Away for away for Sevilla, they are doing better than their home. So which means now you're considering that Sevilla might score a goal in this match, at least 1 goal, and you're considering that since the home game of Valencia is top notch, they are at least scoring up to 2 goals. So 2-1. So these are also how I think you also do about correct scores. You know, but correct scores, I'll come to it in details about later. I'll talk about correct scores. So now another way you have to go about this is all about use group score with relative spreads. What do I mean by use group score with relative spreads? For example, we have for a strong home team. Understand? Now, for a strong home team, and for the second one is for a tight games and for the high scorers. Understand? Now, this high score. Then let's talk about it for a strong home team. For a strong home team, meaning that Valencia is a strong home team, which concur to what we are saying here. They are strong home team, which means giving them being a strong home team, according to what we put up here, it means that you are giving them credence. Being a strong home team, this is a tap for a strong home team. Understand? Okay? And this is another tap for a strong home team under a little bit of lower scores. Now, when we talk about a very for a tight games, for a tight games. Now, the thing is that if for a tight games, you find out that there's no much tight games here. Tight game is all about 0-0, 1-0, and 0-1. But it is not here. This is what we call tight game. It is not here. There's no even 0-0 here. That is why this sporty bet, they can be tricky sometimes. So then there's another one for high scorers. Now, for high scorers, it's all about playing a stronger team. For example, let's talk about the high scorers. Now, you go towards, this is, I think, using a strong team and a lesser team. A stronger team and the less stronger team is also a part. is something that you have to go to. It's also, it will really help you so much, and it's easier to play like that. Okay, let's use Real Madrid and Alves. For example, Real Madrid is a strong team, and Alves is a lesser strong team. For example, let's go to Real Madrid, for example. You found out that Real Madrid is under for high scorers. Real Madrid is a high scorer. Understand? How do you determine that high scorer thing for them? Then if you go to Real Madrid versus these people, look at Real Madrid have been trashing them all the while, even home and away. This is high scoring game. Based on this, you know where this tally will go. If you go to HUH that is what to confirm the Real Madrid. Real Madrid, if you look at it, they have high scorers. See, 3, 2, 4. Okay, just check on the high scorer this thing, because if I start checking it now, it will kill my time. So check it. So being a high scorer, now for the strong team, if I were you, you just go straight and choose a strong team and less and weaker teams. Okay, that will help you. So for the high scorers games, that is where this comes in. That is where this here comes in. Something like, since Real Madrid is away, something like here is also good. Here is good since Real Madrid is away. Okay. Being a stronger team, you have to consider the stronger team. Okay. Here is So it's between, for the high scorers, it's between, it can tap on here. You can also tap on here, because you're considering Real Madrid might win 2-0 or 3-0 in this match. And also you can also tap on here as well. Okay, for the high score team, or for the high scorers. Okay, so these are then I think there's first half Multiscore and second half Multiscore. This one is so dicey. First half Multiscores and second half Multiscore so dicey. If I were you, I will not venture here, but we can still see how we can talk about it. But this is where then another method you have to use in playing Multiscores is in-play games. Okay, in-play games is another important one. For example, in-play games, watch the match, the first 10 minutes to 15 minutes, for example, of live match, before you place the bet. Why? Because, or even the first 7 minutes to 12 minutes. Why? Because when you start watching it, you know the proceedings of that match. If it is if the match starts fast, it's like an open play. If you can really know that this will be a very high score games, then you determine that this team will score more goals in it. At least this team will score up to 2 goals in this match. Then you see that the other team is weaker, will not do well. Understand? That will give you an insight on how to play. So if sometimes what you have to do is just to you wait, let the match start. If you want to play 3 games, let the 3 games start. This is where you go. They have to start almost at the same time for you to consider that. And when they start playing, that is where it means that you have to choose the particular league. For example, Premier League, some Premier Leagues, up to 3 matches might start at almost the same time. So you watch it, the first 7 minutes of the games. I know you will not be watching all the games. You might be watching one, but you can also be looking at the live scores from your from this app, from here, FlottyBet, see how good they are playing, and from there, then you determine that, okay, since these people are doing better than these people, I can give them. So these are the things you have to understand by multiple scores. Now, based on what we've just discussed, let me fancy let me ask you a question. Okay, now this Atletico Madrid and Valladolid in multi-scores, what do you think is the proper? Is it a high scorers, or is it a tight game, or is it a strong home team? Understand? So to me, what's the answer? Let me give you 1 minute. Let me give you 3 seconds. Okay, this is a very strong home team. Understand? It's a very, very strong home team. Understand? But is it the highest scorers? Do Atletico Madrid these days score so many goals? That is where you go to your HUH first. Okay, you take on their last games. You find out that Atletico Madrid, they are trying these days before they don't score too many goals, but at least you can give them the benefit of that, two goals at least in this match. So you can say they're an average. They score goals. They score goals. You can give it to them. Now, you can see the high scorers is a very home strong team. So based on being a little bit of a high scorer, and it's not a tight game. It's not a tight game. So this is not a tight game. Okay, it's not something that is. I'll show you the example of a tight game. This is not a tight game. So a tight game, it's not a tight game. So this is just so. Based on that, where do we go? And so you go here. Multi-scores. Since it's a strong home team, it means you are tapping from here. Now, are they a very high scorers? If you tap here, it means that this team are very high scorers. But at the same time, you have to check how good Valladolid is in scoring goals. That is where you check their own pattern. See, Valladolid here, they're not good at all. They're not good at all. So if you look at it, even if you look at their head to head, you find out that they have the so this, it will give you an indication. This is a pattern. A pattern is that Valladolid don't score goals. Even in this game they played against the Atletico Madrid don't score. So it will give you a better view of, it will give you a better view of saying that since Atletico Madrid is there, they will definitely Atletico Madrid is gonna score. So this game is between, how do you say it? Based on what you say. So this can enter. It's possible. This 3, you are considering the 3-0 there. Okay. This is possible. Understand? You're considering the 3-1 and 4-1 there. So you just choose one out of them. Now, bet builders, those who play bet building, for example, this is bet building. Now, for you bet builders, you can still select, you can still select this, and this, for those who are playing bet builders. Select 3 of them and play. Thank you very much. Please subscribe to my channel. God bless you guys. Please subscribe to my channel. Bye.